Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode with your best friend duo, Yaskis and Monie, also known as LoveLoudd. And Simone is over here voguing if you're watching the show.
Yes, I am, because I'm happy to be here, darling. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be here, but sad about this trash weather.
She's sad.
That's my check-in. Yes, because it's like spring felt like I don't know what, and summer is now feeling like spring. So I need this weather to get it together. Ooh, that was a bar. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to another episode. How are you doing, Monie?
I'm great. I'm wonderful. I am fabulous. I got my Cali hat on, you feel me? Because I'm about to go home. I'm about to visit real quick, you know? By the time y'all listen to this, I'll be floating on somebody's water on a cruise ship.
Not somebody's water.
Somebody's water on somebody's ship.
It's God's water.
A little vacay with my fam bam, you know. But I also feel good because I got to see Beyonce.
Oh,
in Toronto. Got to see Beyonce in Toronto. It was a great experience, and I think the getting there was even more of an experience. Because let me tell you, was not about to miss Beyonce because of a canceled flight. Okay, we had a flight that was going out Friday evening to see Beyonce the next day on Saturday. In the Uber on the way to the airport, flight canceled. They have nothing going out the rest of the evening, nothing going out on Saturday. They rebooked us for a flight to go to Canada Sunday at 5 p.m.
Is that so rude? Like, how you skip days for somebody's trip?
Because of the weather. Mind you, I didn't see not a drip, drop, drizzle in the sky. It was clear skies to me.
Well, God saw something, he protected you, and he said, girl, don't get on that flight.
No, he said, I'm going to give you an experience. I'm going to give you an experience.
I didn't want to tell. I know what came next. I don't want to tell your story.
He said, I'm going to give you an experience. Ended up having to rent a car, driving 8.5 hours from New York all the way up to Toronto. Got there safely.
It took you 8.5 hours?
Yes. That's how long it takes. I mean, when you stop, technically it's 8, but when you like stop, get food, gas, stuff like that, it adds a little bit of time every time.
No, that's how long it took me from Jersey to get to Toronto. That's why I was like, it took you that long too?
Mm-hmm. It did. It takes about that time. So it was drove through the boonies, some random places. I thought Billy Bob was gonna pull me over. I went from driving from 35 to 55, had to bring it back down to 50, back down to a 35. I said, okay, I'm not trying to get pulled over in the middle of nowhere, but I can't with these speed limits that keep constantly changing. It was definitely an experience. And then on the way back, I drove through storms, like so bad. Like I had to drive slow enough. I had to put my hazards on.
Like it was raining?
It was pouring down raining on the way back. And the flight back was also canceled. I got an email that the flight was canceled. Granted, there's a refund for the flights, but also received an update that the flight that we would have been on to go back was canceled.
Okay.
So all in all, still a wonderful trip. Beyonce, of course, gave a show. It was wonderful. For those of you that are going to Beyonce, you're in for a treat. For those of you that have not seen Beyonce yet, what you waiting for? Child, what are you waiting for? Me and my sister went to brunch the next day after going to the concert. Mm-hmm. And the hostess came. She was like, "Oh, what are you celebrating?" We're like, "Beyonce." We're celebrating Beyonce. And there was a couple across from us. And Lydia's like, "Yeah, the show was so great. I loved every moment." She was like, "But Beyonce did some throwbacks. I didn't know all of those songs." I was like, when did you start listening to Beyonce? I was like, which songs did you not know, ma'am? But just not in agreement. Like, yeah, she did some throwbacks. She definitely took it back. But in my head, I'm like, when did you become a fan?
Yeah, that's what I said. How old is this person?
She seemed like she seemed like she was about our age, maybe older. You know.
You never know these days.
You never know. She wasn't giving younger though, but But anywho, yes, I am feeling good, feeling great. Overall, the trip was good. But yeah, I'm happy. I feel like this is one of the best summers I've had in a really, really long time. And it's not even close to being over yet, okay? Period. Good times all around. I hope y'all enjoying y'all summer. Because I am.
Oh my gosh. Well, by the time this episode comes out, I will be going to see Beyonce in a few days. and I am super, super excited. My original idea or my original thing was to not look at any content because I pay my money and I wanted to just like be in awe and like just total, like fresh view of what the show is. But I did cave into the TikToks and all the other stuff. So I did see some things, but I'm still excited to go get the full experience, to be there, to feel the energy, her energy, the audience energy, just everything. And I'm looking forward to when she says everybody on mute and everyone being
they
on
didn't
mute.
mute in Toronto. They did
'Cause
not mute in Toronto.
People just wait to. She knows that. Just shut up.
Well, let's see if Jersey can do it because they did not do it in Toronto.
Jersey and New York, yeah. Let's see if the tri-state area can hush hush when the queen asks us to. Like already, but I still don't think that people are gonna do it the right way. But yeah, just overall excited to see Beyonce.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Like I said during our question of the month video, so if you have not seen that, go watch it.
Right,
it's on YouTube.
Tune in.
But yeah, summer, just like I told my doctor, if you listen to the last episode or probably the one before that, summer is summer, and I work, so it ain't like no different for me. The only thing that changed is the temperature. My salary is still the same. Everything is still the same. It's just the only thing that sucks, like I said when we first opened up, is that working Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job, quote unquote, air quotes. I look forward to the weekends, and these last few weekends have been trash. So now I'm like, well, dang, do I need to, when I can, go out after work to try to enjoy some time of the summer?
What, because it's been raining or something?
Yeah, it's like, that's what I just said. It's been trash. The weather has been trash the last few weekends. But I did have fun yesterday with my nephews and my mom. We went to the circus, and now I see that the Universal Circus is #1. I'm not gonna say what circus I went to yesterday. They did a good job, it was good time. If I never went to a circus before, I'd be like, oh, this is cool. But it's knowing the difference between Universal Circus and this circus was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. But all in all, it's just fun hanging around family when I get a chance to. So yeah, and I'm in a better space than I have been the last few weeks. It's not like 100% up there. I'm a human. I have my days, but yeah, just looking forward to doing more things, hanging out with more friends and more people, and enjoying the sun while it's out. Hopefully, that means
if it come out.
The sun is out. It's just these clouds and the rain. People keep throwing trash out. That's why it's all this pollution and we getting this trash weather. But I was gonna say, hopefully by fall, that means summer's gonna last maybe longer than my birthday, so we get more of summer. Maybe it's like a little delay
to the end of September. Good
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking. I've never known it to be that hot all the way up until damn near October, but we'll see.
Well, it was warm last year because we were outside in the park October 3rd.
We were last year. What were we doing in the park October 3rd?
Wasn't that when we went to the park? Or that was the year before.
That was the year before.
But it was still warm. It was still warm. But anyway, that's it for me for the check-in today.
All right, and that's it for me. So now we can go ahead and move on to the run down, ladies and gents, friends and foes. I'm about to run down to you this here episode. So first up in the icebreaker, we are going to be talking about if MySpace was still here today, who would be in our top 8, okay? Because this episode, we talking social media, all right? Then heading over into Suite 223, I'm going to be giving one of my favorite poems from one of my favorite poets. Then heading on over into the hot topic segment, we're going to be talking about social media, how it affects us today, the social media we liked back in the day, how far back social media goes, what is social media, all that good stuff. And then heading on over into the dorm story, we're going to give you some tips on how to make sure that you are not getting scammed on social media, because it happens. It happens in text messages, it happens in the DMs, it happens in emails, phone calls, all of that. So making sure you are bypassing certain things so that you are not getting caught up and the bull. All right. Then all the way at the end, we have our community news segment. So stay tuned in all the way to the end so you don't miss out on any announcements that we have for y'all coming through. You feel me? All right. And now that I've given you the rundown, we're going to head over into the icebreaker. Period.
Okay. Cha cha cha. Cha cha.
I thought you were about to say Charmin.
No, that's not the commercial.
That's the toilet paper.
Yeah, that was my song. You messed up my segment jingle.
Oh, I did not know that's what that was. I thought you were just trying to be funny. Whoop, try again.
Anyway, thanks for tuning into our icebreaker segment. Simone and I are going to talk about social media during this whole episode. So for this icebreaker, we are talking about, or just naming, who will be on the top 8 for our MySpace if MySpace was still a thing. So if you don't know what MySpace is, I feel like our audience will know. But if you don't know what MySpace is, some time ago, MySpace was like a really popular social media platform, kind of like Facebook, but on your page, you can do different things. And one of the popular things that really mattered was like who was in your top 8. That meant like your closest friends, celebrity, like whatever, like who was the closest to you that like got a spotlight on your page. So I'm gonna pass the baton to Monie to start with who would be on her top 8 if MySpace was a thing today.
I was thinking about this question. I'm like, dang, this would be hard for me. I'm like, nowadays, would anybody be offended if they wasn't in the top 8? But I think I would base it off of like who is like frequent on social media that I communicate with on social media, as well as who I communicate with off social media. So it would be similar to who I have in my favorites on my phone. So I was like, definitely it would be my sisters.
That's 2.
Yes. No, it's 3.
Oh, okay.
It'll be my sisters. And then I was like, it would be Yaya, Shardea, Kia. And then I was like, the last 2 would just have to be like honorable mention. I have to put y'all in rotation.
So you'll have a solid 6.
Yeah, I'd have a solid 6 because those are like consistently like who I know for sure, like always texting, always talking to, always sending a meme, a message, something. So yeah, my sisters, part of my S fam. Yeah, most definitely. My dad might get an honorable mention down there because he on there. But yes. Yep.
So I definitely did mine back in the day when MySpace when MySpace was in existence. Did I say MySpace again?
Yes.
When MySpace was actually a thing, I did it based off of who was my like closest people in my life at that time. So like my best friend at that time, my cousins. Yeah, I don't know if I ever had like a whole full 8, but at this time, it's kind of like the same reason that you gave. It would be not just like who's the closest to me, but who actually I communicate most. I wouldn't say in person, but who I communicate most with on that platform, which would be MySpace. So the top 3 people that will be on there that wouldn't change most likely will be Ronald, Simone, and Raven, because those are the people who like they always use social media and we communicate all the time, and we always send memes and gifs to each other. Then the rest of the people will be chosen based off of how I communicate with them, and I'm just going based off of my Instagram. So the next person will be my sister Sharnea, because we send memes to each other every day, all day, whether it's dealing with who we are as people or baby stuff or whatever, food, like everything is just, we just send that stuff to each other all the time. The next person will be Etlin, because same thing, and then Lamide, because same thing. It's like the people that I can count on who's always sending me something and I'm always sending them something too. And then the next person will be Trey because he fits in that rotation as well. The eighth person, I don't honestly know who that person will be, but I know those 7 people, like when you go on Instagram and it has the people that you might want to send that message to, those are if you go on there right now, those are the top 7 people who I don't have to scroll to look for their name.
Right, they're already right there.
Yeah, you always sending them stuff.
That's what I'm saying, which is why my dad would read the honorable mention right on down in the top 8, because me and my dad send stuff all the time. Him more so than me. I'd be like, dang, Dad, you on here all day?
So I have a question, because like you said, will somebody be offended? Thinking about MySpace, when it was the top 8 thing was like really popular, especially when they first had it. It was a big thing. Mind you, I was single like that whole MySpace run. So it was a thing if you didn't have your boo or significant other on your top 8, like it was a problem if you ain't had them up here. So bring in 2023 MySpace, if it was a thing, and if you were in a relationship or dating someone, do you think that that person that you're dating or talking to or whatever will take a spot? Why or why not?
Like be on my top 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they be on there if we serious and we like in a relationship and it's public. Yeah, they be on there.
Okay.
I have no reason to hide them if we're public, but if it's something that I'm not ready to share yet, no, they ain't gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Which I need to, why y'all my business?
I don't know if I would. Right now, I would. My answer before hearing you was no. Because I'm so private. Like I don't post a boo or bae or nothing on my social media. And it's funny because I used to want that, like, to show, oh, me and my boo or whatever on social media, but as time went on, I'm like, I don't care, because I feel like people become I don't want to get into the topic. I wouldn't want that, because then I feel like it may bring drama if I take that person on and off. I can see me like Virgo Yaya, I'm mad at you today, take you down, and then put you up when I'm okay. And I don't want that to be for the people to see me being bitter. I mean, not bitter, but being petty like that. So
you tell yourself to keep people from saying how petty you are. You just wouldn't put it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it up there.
Oh, you mad at me today? I'm mad at you too. I'm taking you off my top 8.
You don't deserve to be on my top 8.
On my top 8.
Well, I probably move them
not even top 10,
but I'm moving from number 1 to number 5. You go down in the ranking.
Oh, one thing I can say though that I did like about MySpace was being able to change, like it was the background and the music. Like, as soon as you can, how do I want you to feel when you come to my page? What vibe you gonna get? Yeah. Like, it's gonna be cool, calm, serene, or we turning up? I think one of my, the last MySpace page I remember having, it was a bubblegum background, and it was a song called Bubblegum.
Are you getting into the discussion that we're gonna have later?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is there a question about what my MySpace page looked like?
I think so. I think that's why I cut myself off when I was getting into the MySpace conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll save it for later then. We'll see if it's asked.
Okay. Later. That's it for our icebreaker. That's it.
Hey y'all, welcome to Sweet 223. It is I, Monie, and I'm going to give you one of my favorite pieces of poetry written by one of my favorite poets, Maya Angelou. This is a very famous poem that many of you may know if you are familiar with Maya Angelou. It is Phenomenal Woman.
It's about me.
It's about me. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the piece, and then we will discuss. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
Yes, Maya.
Yes, Maya. Forever and always one of my favorite pieces.
Why?
Because it's giving unapologetically, well, gosh, tongue twister.
You said it right.
Unapologetically, it didn't feel like it though.
The second one.
Expressing what it is to be a woman, to stand confident in who you are and not being worried about the opinions of what anybody else may think based on what my body is. My body is my body. I love me for who I am. Like it's in what I do, it's in my being. I am me, I am who I am, and I'm walking through the world as is. This is me. I am a woman. Yeah, and it's a piece that is a reminder of self-love, but also a reminder of like, how do I want to walk in this world? Like just confidently, head held high, shoulders back, walking into a room with a glow, just owning the space that you are in as a woman, being confident in who you are. I love the message of the poem. Phenomenally.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. That's a poem that generations after generations after generations have heard and will continue to hear over and over again, whether it's National Women's Month, Mother's Day, Auntie's Day,
Hey.
or whatever, it's one of her most popular pieces. And yeah, it's that reminder to stand tall and proud of who you are, no matter what you look like.
Yeah, I feel like this was been a poem I would have had on my MySpace page.
Oh my god.
This was probably would have been somewhere on there on my MySpace.
I actually had
Phenomenal
it
woman.
on my Instagram as a caption, not the whole thing, but like a piece was my caption for one of the pictures that I had. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about when you shared it. That picture of me standing on the steps, like with my stilettos on.
Yes, forever and always a classic. Miss Maya Angelou. Wonderful poem. Wonderful poem.
Yes. Anything else?
No, actually, that is all I have for today in Suite 223. If you are familiar with Miss Maya Angelou, go ahead and let us know what your favorite poem by Maya is, or if you also enjoyed this piece, let us know why. We want to know your opinion too. And without further ado, we are going to head to
Hot Topics.
Little dry, but it's okay.
It's because it's dry outside.
It's definitely wet outside. It's wet.
It's humid.
It's wet.
It's humid. And it's making my throat feel like the Mean Girls. I can't go out. I'm sick. That's why I feel like. But anyway, yes. Hot Topics. Let's go. We are in the cab.
Yes,
we're in the cab. Okay, this jingle thing is not working for me.
I thought it was helping.
No. She jumped into my Charmin. She jumped into my.
It sounded like it was meant to be a duet.
No. I don't jump into your jingles. Don't jump into mine.
She definitely be trying.
And she tries, see where she gets mad when I do it. So don't jump into mine. I'm trying to get. These are my pilots. I'm trying to see what works.
Are you using the right word?
Yeah, it's a pilot. Pilot. It's not a whole movie, but it's something. I just want to use that word. Leave me alone.
You know, a pilot is a whole episode, right?
This is an episode of Trip Carpet. And this
not a snippet. It's not a trailer.
Leave me alone. All right, so we are. She bullied me every episode.
This is not a bully. I just want to make sure she's using the right word.
Want Simone to leave me alone, drop a comment. Don't drop a comment down below. If we don't see comments down below, then that means she need to leave me alone. Anyway, let's go on. So this hot topic segment is about social media. And social media is older when Social media, I did not know is older than me, is what I texted you yesterday. I did not know. So I wanted to start this episode with what social media is. For those of us who may not be on the same page of what social media is, or may not know, if you live under a rock like Patrick Star, you don't know what social media is, here it is. Social media refers to the means of interactions among people in which they create, share, and or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. There are many forms of social media, including blogs, microblogs, wikis, social network sites, photo sharing sites, instant messages, video sharing sites, podcasts, widgets, virtual worlds, and more. And yeah, so that's the definition of social media. And the first social media came about, I think it was like, dang it. Hold on 1 second, sorry. The first social media came about in 1979. I did not know that social media existed that long ago. So I just want to share that fun fact.
1979.
1979. So Monie, I know you weren't here.
In 79, I was not.
79.
I was not. Don't age me, baby.
But our first question for you today is, how and when did you come across social media?
I would have to say my earliest introduction to social media is either Messenger or online forums.
What's that?
And the reason I say online forums is because I was first introduced to it in middle school, and that's when I first started writing stories online. So people would write stories, and the way that they would write it, they would put Y/N, which meant your name, where you insert your name as you're reading the story. Sometimes they would put celebrities in there, so it'd be like a B2K form. If you want all stories, I got B2K in it, or Bow Wow form, Lil Romeo, movie characters, whatever characters you wanted. It was just like a whole world of people creating stories with different types of characters in them, but you could also insert yourself into that world as you're reading. So people would comment on, so, I can't wait to the next part, such and such, blah, blah, blah. Like it was just a way for people to interact, so you can see without people knowing who you are, because back then you weren't posting pictures or anything. It was literally just all words. So all you had was your screen name. Don't remember what mine was. Probably was Hazel-eyed Cutie or something like that. But all you had was your screen name. It wasn't a picture to associate who this person is. And it was just people just messaging back and forth about what they thought about the story. I actually have met someone online that way. I met someone online, then ended up getting on Black Planet and becoming friends on Black Planet. So earliest, through Messenger, online forums. I'm just gonna go with online forums, because we were messaging on the online forum, so I have to go with that. Yeah.
Okay, so I know the definition is the definition, but when Monie first came up with the idea of having this podcast topic, my argument was that chat rooms and all that other stuff didn't count as social media. I literally thought like it had to have an app or like something like with pictures or whatever, because for me, the first time I heard social media being referenced to something was Facebook. But before Facebook, I know that I was introduced to MySpace. I never got into the Black Planet where I was like late. Like I don't know if it was because I'm so green or I went to charter school, like whatever it was. But by the time I learned about social medias, Black Planet was phasing out, and it was MySpace. So that's the first time, like that's the first recollection to social media that I have, like the excitement of having this page with all the pictures, and at some point it became music, and just like basically Twitter, like you posting different whatnots or whatever on your page, you looking at your crush page, like all that stuff. It was never on a phone like an app at that time. It was just like you had to log in. And it was funny because in middle school, when we logged in, the school had like MySpace or whatever else blocked, so you couldn't. And we had to know like the code. So I used to always go to like the Mola or like whatever boy in the class knew the code to help me
to get around the block.
Yeah, like to get inside of MySpace and just figure it out. And then I rush home from school to get onto MySpace and just be like hanging out on MySpace all day. But that's the first social media that I came across. But when I don't know if y'all do this, like Tiana Teller says, Google me, baby. Like when I Google myself, I get surprised because it's some stuff that comes up from middle school and from high school of posts that I put up. And it wasn't on MySpace or Facebook. It was on the same thing that you're mentioning, basically like where our theater teacher or another teacher had us write basically like a homework assignment, but it was online as a mini blog so other people can read it. But as an adult now, knowing what blogs are and stuff, I can say mini blog, but then I would just be like, oh, we have to write a poem and put it on this website, or we have to do this and put it on this website. So it's just weird to me to know that those things are considered social media platforms.
I used to love being in the chat rooms too. I used to like just be typing in there, having conversations, and be like, ASL, age, sex, location. Like you'll be like 18, female, California, or something like that. I wasn't 18 at the time, I was way younger, but that's what ASL was, age, sex, location. That was like before what do you call them? Shoot, before blah 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 was blah blah blah. I'm trying to like the LOLs, the LMAO, like the shorthand texting before texting was texting, because we weren't texting then. So shorthand language
after the pager, but before text messages.
Right.
I ain't never had a pager.
Yeah, because my first cell phone, I was not texting. Oh my gosh. I was not texting on that phone. I have a story about my first cell phone too, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, I used to love being in the chat rooms. It would be drama in there, people talking about people.
Oh wow.
It'd be like you having a conversation like, ooh, let me go ahead and get my popcorn. It's kind of like how people be like in the Instagram chats, like, I mean, not Instagram chats, in the comment section. It's just like a forever going comment section, but it's like in real time.
Yeah. Like
people just keep going. Then eventually, like, you probably go into like a private chat room, talk to somebody like that. But it was never, you never saw a face, you never heard a voice. It was all just messaging.
Oh, wow.
All just messaging on that dial-up internet.
Yes. Dial-up was the time. You gotta like, as soon as you get in the house, push the power button, log in, go to the bathroom, go get your lunch, whatever, come back and still logging in. Go call your mom, tell her you home, sit back down, still not logged in yet. And hope nobody get on the phone to
that part. Nobody need it. Get off that internet. I need to use the phone.
Yeah, no. I know that like girls and guys that I went to middle school and high school with, they would be in the chat rooms, but it was like a phone version that you call into.
Oh yeah, I've been on those too.
Yeah, but it seemed like I'm always on the tail end of stuff. Like when I learned about it and when I cared enough to find out, it phased out. Like I just never got the ticket.
Yeah, I've
when
definitely
it was
done
hot.
that before too.
But regarding like dial-up, I did that, but I never. If y'all remember me from those days, sorry I forgot about you, but I don't remember being a part of like any chat rooms or anything like that. I just remember talking to my brother or like some people on AOL Messenger. But other than that, I don't remember all this other stuff. You might.
She
if you
wasn't in
remember
that. She was
me-
doing it.
Right. If you remember me, my bad. Just say hi. Okay. What social media platforms did you use? So all of them that you can think of.
Well, how far back we going? So I remember, of course, MySpace,
So
Facebook.
you say yours and I'll, because it's gonna be probably the same. So I'll say me too.
Okay, MySpace.
Me too.
Facebook.
Me too.
Instagram.
Uh-huh.
For a hot second, I was on this one called Tagged. I think it was like the first form. It was almost. I think it was like the first form of like a dating app, like online dating, kind of. I know that's what people were using it for.
I don't know what.
But I think Tagged was for older folks, and I shouldn't have been on Tag, so whatever. But Tagged was one. I know some folks remember Tagged, Tagged. Black Planet.
Nope.
What other ones? I've used Snapchat.
Yes, I still use it for pictures, filters.
I do have TikTok. I don't use it as frequent. What else do I use?
I like TikTok.
Yeah, for the most part, I think those are all the ones. I feel like I'm missing something in between Twitter. I only really use Twitter in college. After college, I kind of fell off Twitter.
So the only one that you didn't say that I was thinking of was the Vine.
The who?
Vine. Do it for the Vine.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that app.
Do it for the Vine.
But I know what you're talking about. Was it an app or was it online?
Don't do it. It's an app.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
Yeah, I had the Vine, but that didn't last long either. For me, like it's like a lot of times that I get onto something is like, I guess I'm at the back end of the bus. I guess I don't know, but the only ones that last long that I still have on my phone are Facebook. I honestly only have Facebook because of LoveLoudd. Honestly, like you know how some people have Facebook because of family or keeping in touch with old friends and stuff. I don't use it at all. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have it on my phone at all. The name of this episode is MySpace. I don't have MySpace. I don't even think it exists anymore. Twitter and Instagram. So Twitter and Instagram are my go-tos as far as like old apps that existed, but those are the only ones.
I don't really use Facebook anymore either. Like the people that I meet now, when I'm meeting people, the only social media I exchange is Instagram.
Yeah.
For Facebook, majority of the people that are on there are people I know from high school, and college and families. High school, college, and family. So anybody I'm meeting within the last year or so is most likely not even on my Facebook. And I only pop up every now and again to let people know I'm alive.
Yeah.
That's I put like one long big post and then I'll come back later at some point. I don't really use Facebook anymore. It's mostly for me. It's really just Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was big on Twitter in college because that was the way like you kept up with stuff in real time when we were in school for using Twitter. Like when events were happening and stuff like that, and you like the go-to for what's happening. But once I graduated, I didn't really know a lot of people that were using Twitter. So I wasn't using it as much. It didn't seem as relevant since it wasn't for on-campus things. So it just kind of phased out for me. I tried using it afterward, but it just didn't hit for me. Yeah. It didn't hit for me. Probably because I'm more of a visual person, and Instagram more so fits in with like the imagery of seeing something opposed to just having consistently reading something all the time. I think that's why I liked it more. But I kind of do wish that there was something that was similar to MySpace where you could really customize what your page looks like. That's what I loved most about MySpace. So I was trying to say earlier. As far as like being on MySpace, you felt like you was a little engineer. Like you was able to like you had to use different types of codes to change the colors, like and putting pictures on the background and adding the music and moving stuff around, like just the way that you can organize your profile and have it look and fit to like for your style. Everybody's page was different. Opposed to going to Instagram, the only thing that's different is everybody's pictures are different, but the layout and everything looks the same. So I think that's what I enjoyed most about MySpace. It gave just a tidbit more in regards to people's personalities based on their what their what their page was, with the background and the music and whatever their little bios tidbit was and their profile picture, and being able to scroll through the page. The layout was cool. And you always had that one friend, Tom. If you didn't have nobody else as your friend, Tom was your friend. Don't forget about good old Tom.
That's true. So I want to get back to what you mentioned about Twitter. So I got onto Twitter. If I log into Twitter, it'll tell me when I signed on. But I got onto Twitter because of the same reason. I'm like asking my social group, like, how do y'all know about these parties or what happened on campus or who did what? And it's like Twitter. So I got onto Twitter, and Twitter was like the community news for me. Like literally what Monie said, just finding out who's who, what's what, everything regarding Twitter. When I graduated from Clark Atlanta, Twitter became or felt dead to me because I think it was, if not junior year, it was senior year. Yeah, it was senior year because we were living at Westmar. When I found, I'm like, because Courtney, it was me, Courtney, I think you and Tony, and like looking at so and so's page, like, oh, look at what he posted on his Instagram. I'm like, Instagram, let me see that. And then I was like, what is this? And then I'm talking to Morgan and like all my other friends that's not a part of that social group. I'm like, yeah, I got an Instagram. I'm like, again, everybody has this social media thing that I don't know about. So I finally got an Instagram, and that's when it phased out of I phased out of Twitter after graduating because now it's like not really the people that I know are using Twitter anymore. And then I would say maybe like 3 years ago, I started using Twitter again for my personal reasons. And then it picked up for not campus life, but the world life was going on. And I remember like I was sending memes or sending stuff to my cousin, like, oh, didn't you hear about this? Or did you hear about that? Did you see this? And you know how people like message you back on Instagram, like, oh, I saw it already. I saw it on TikTok, whatever. He would always say, I saw it on Twitter first. And I'm like, who uses Twitter? Obviously not me. Everyone's still using Twitter. So I got back on Twitter because it became annoying, like, oh, you saw it first. I want to see it first too. So let me get back on Twitter. And then it became fun for me for Twitter to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever show that you're watching. So like how you said the comment section, but it was for the comment section for Bravo or the comment section for Disney or whatever you're watching. You can see in real time what people are commenting about the show. Unless you got to watch on Peacock, then you got to wait till the next week.
I just remembered something.
And then the next thing was for MySpace. I love the customization too, and I thought that Instagram was going to get to that, but they didn't get to it. And then I thought maybe Facebook, because Facebook is something that is an app, and you literally sit down and even though Instagram people don't really sit on their desktop to use Instagram that much.
Yeah, I'm one of many. I mean, one of a few.
The only time I really used Instagram on the laptop was when I was watching the people perform. What was it called again? The shows like the
battle.
Yeah, when I would watch Versus because I wanted to be bigger screen or to connect it to my TV. But yeah, I would say if anything can compare and give you that, I would say Facebook could be the closest part to MySpace, but I loved it I think we all loved it for the same reason, the personalization that you can put on it. And then I also like the fact that MySpace before Facebook was what connected me to people who were going to be going to CAU. So Facebook was for that same reason. My cousin forced me to get a Facebook page, and I thank him for that because then the transition happened.
Yeah, because originally it was created for college students. You have to use your college email.
Yeah. But that's where I first found people from Jersey that was going to CAU, and then so on and so forth. So it connected me, and it felt like a really, really fun place to go. But I wonder, while I was thinking in my head, I'm wondering, is that also with the times? Because I'm sure kids now who are transitioning from high school to college or whatever, feel like that's Instagram for them or that's TikTok for them. So yeah, that's my bit. But before I go to the next question, you said you thought of something.
Remember I told you I was missing a social media?
Peacock is a social
YouTube.
media?
I completely forgot about YouTube.
I don't even know when I
Like,
learned about YouTube.
I can't remember when I learned about YouTube either, but YouTube has grown so much from what it first was. Like, yes, cannot believe I left out YouTube. Used to sit and watch online. Remember we used to watch Issa Rae? We used to sit.
No, that was you and Priscilla. And it looks like YouTube came out around 2005, according to this this
2005. Dang.
Yeah, so we had MS in 1995. I'm not gonna say all of them. Google 1999, Skype 2003, Facebook 2004. LinkedIn is considered one as well, which is 2003. YouTube 2005. Twitter 2006. I don't know what this is. Is that Tinder? I don't know.
What you looking at?
This T right there. Tumblr probably.
That's Tumblr. I had a
2007.
I forgot about my blog on Tumblr. Wow.
WhatsApp is 2009. Instagram 2010. Snapchat 2011, as well as Google. That can't be right. Oh, Google Plus. And then other stuff that is like,
wow.
I don't know what it is.
I can't believe I forgot about LinkedIn too. I honestly don't use LinkedIn as I should. I need to get better with utilizing my LinkedIn profile, but I do have one. I'm not as apt to it as I feel like I should be when it comes to actually like building a network on LinkedIn. I'm really, really want to get better at that. So if you give me some tips on how to be better socially on the LinkedIn, I would love some information on that. I want to be more active on my professional profile.
I would say before this influencer stuff started, Instagram would have been one of the like fast ways of putting yourself out there. Like just a little quick video, just posted picture, little cute caption. It's changed over time along with the app of what's expected to be posted on somebody's social media page. But Instagram compared to YouTube, you get to see more of who a person is. They have a whole channel of who they are, and it takes a lot more work. Even if it's a 30-second video, it takes a lot more editing and thought. Like you really have a visual page of who you are in a certain way, if you care about how your page is, how your content and your videos are created on YouTube. Just from I'm Hungry, when I had that going, it took a lot of work to put those videos together and edit it and everything and have it on a certain day, like posting on a certain day so that my followers or subscribers knew when I was going to be posting. But I feel like that's like a really big element, because it's not just like, let me type this real quick or let me take this picture and post it real quick. You literally have to create a show for people to watch.
The reason I made a YouTube account was back in undergrad because I was mass media. So I was required to put my projects up on as a channel. So somewhere out there, because I can't remember the login, there's still LoveLoudd TV that I started when I was in college. So that music video we did with Courtney is on there. One of my other short films is on there. When I first started my master's program, my short film is on there. So I was starting to build a channel, and then it kind of fell off, and then I started something new. But that was the only reason I started it, because it was part of the credit I needed for school. I had to make a channel to put my work on it, which I'm grateful for, because back then YouTube being what it is now wasn't what it was then. So like it took a lot to learn, like, okay, it was pretty much like building your own like personal network. Like, this is these episodes are for this. I'm going to post this type of content. So, but you can literally find anything on YouTube now. YouTube University, something that you want to find. You want to find something about plants. You want to find something about cats. You need to find. I looked up the other day the best way to clean my sneakers for a low price, and I've been cleaning my sneakers since. My sneakers, my shoelaces. Like, you can literally find anything on YouTube.
But
there's something for everybody.
It's thanks to everybody who's on there posting stuff too. Right. So the content creators, the people that's sharing things that they know and learn about too, which I will give credit to, for me, is TikTok. When I look on TikTok, so I was having like this bad stomach pain, and my director at my job said I should try this Haitian tea, and she was telling me like I gotta put ginger leaves and this and that, and I'm like, do I actually put like the outside skin, or am I taking like the garlic, not ginger, sorry, garlic tea, and taking the garlic and then that skin part. So I'll talk to her outside of work. So I'm like, oh my God, how can I figure out how to do this? YouTube video for me is too long. Like it's just too long. Let me go on this TikTok and try to figure it out. And I figured out how to make the tea based off of TikTok because it's shorter videos.
Short form content versus the long.
Yes, and then I gotta watch your commercial or whatever at the beginning, the intro of your video. I gotta do all that. And then on TikTok versus Instagram, I can scrub through most times on the video. So I've got to like skip her whole thing and just see what she was putting in. Okay, skip. Get what I need and go. Okay, get what I need and go. Unlike when I go to Trader Joe's and Target, but that's another story. So, which platforms do you use? Wait, hold up. I think we kind of answered which were and are your favorite and why. Or do you feel like you want to add a little more?
I mean, I guess the ones that I would have to say the ones I use the most. I mean, I have my favorites from the past, of course, yes, MySpace, but like as far as like what I use right now consistently, I will do a three. I'll say Instagram, YouTube, and I teeter-totter between others.
Okay.
But Instagram and YouTube for sure. Playing around with the new ones that just came out with the Spill.
Mm-hmm.
Started using Spill. I like the layout of it and how it works in real time, how it pops up. So I'm like, okay, I like the system. I see where this is going. It's cool. I like it. But now Instagram also has Threads, and it's also like a Twitter for Instagram Twitter. Like everything is like conforming and becoming like
twins, like
the thing. Like I have reels on Facebook, I have reels on Instagram, I have
reels on TikTok.
There's Facebook TV, there's IGTV. It's just like it's a lot, and it's all becoming like one. So you're not really differentiating between the apps because they're all doing the same thing now. So it's just like YouTube can still be YouTube because that's where you go for like your really, really long form content. But when it comes to like the short form content and like really choosing like which angle I want to go, so it's just like, I don't know, maybe TikTok, if I had to choose another one, because it's consistent, like just a bunch of different things, but real quick. So yeah, I can go with that.
I like seeing pictures on Instagram, so I would say that's my top one. I think my phone will tell you the same thing when you look at like at the weekly report of how much time you spend on whatever app. But also connecting with friends more so on Instagram. That's why I like that app. The Reels sometimes, but I really just like to see what events are going on, like pictures of it. Anytime somebody give me a restaurant idea, whether it's a date, whether it's a friend, like whatever, like, oh, you want to go here? I'm searching it on Instagram. I need to see the pictures of the food that they're offering me. Like, I don't want to see a menu of what does their food look like? I need to see it. I would say my second one is Twitter because I'm just getting back onto it. But I'm looking forward to, like you said, Spill just came out, which is the Black Twitter, supposedly. That's what they call it on these Twitter streets. So Spill, I'm just waiting for it to like pick up momentum a little bit because right now I don't have a lot of people that I'm serving and that I'm, what's the other one? Serving and whatever the opposite of it is. That for my Spill, so I don't basically have enough followers and people that I'm following in order for my thing to feel a lot. But I love how it looks, like the bubbles and that you can type on top of the memes or GIFs. It's really cute. So kudos to the people who created that. Threads, I'm not creating one of those. I don't care for it. Like, I mean, it's cool because you get to post your words more neat. You don't have to use, I guess, an outside app to create it. But word on the street is you still gotta download Threads in order to type it to put it onto Instagram.
Yeah, it's a separate app.
Threads a separate app. And then somebody said if you delete Threads, then it can delete your Instagram. So once you get Threads, you can't delete.
Yeah, Threads. I was just like, just delete the app, don't use it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm just good. I'm good for that.
I'm not worried about my thing being deleted.
With this definition though, I'm wondering if another favorite is iMessage.
Like text messaging?
Yeah, is that social media?
Text messaging, I wouldn't say text messaging is considered social media.
Because WhatsApp is considered social media.
But WhatsApp is also an app, like a social media app.
And iMessage is an app too.
No, it's not. It's part of the iPhone.
It's
how you text on the iPhone.
It's an app, y'all. It's an app.
Dang, I'm wondering too. I remember at one point in time, I cannot remember the name of the app, but everybody was hyping it up at some point. I think it was during the pandemic, maybe. But it was an app where you could go into these rooms where everybody was talking.
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's called Clubhouse.
Oh, Clubhouse. That's what it was called. I could not remember what it was called, but everybody was hyping it up so much. I'm like, did it just die? Does Clubhouse still exist?
It still exists because I was getting messages, I think emails or something. I'm like, I don't have the app anymore, and I'm sure I don't know my password to get in. But I think I told it to leave me alone, like stop sending me emails. But I would say Clubhouse had a good run for me. I was excited about it because I was like, oh, it's invite only. So I'm like, I'm in this club. I ain't gotta wait till the last minute, I ain't at the back of the bus anymore. But I liked it because the same reasons I like Twitter, but it was just I'm hearing people's voices. So I get to hear people talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I get to chime in, whatever things that they had on the app that you get to do, or raise your hand if you want to say something. And then I also like other parts, which one, the poetry room they used to have. So I get to hear poets and connect with people that's not in the tri-state area, but people that's like in Memphis or different parts of the world. It's like, oh, this is so cool.
Right.
And then also listen to people meditate in the morning and just give words of affirmations. That's what I liked about it. But then I feel like it became a toxic place. And then I felt like it became a place where people got big headed too. It's like you just like I don't know if it got to a place where people were like paying to come into a room or whatever, but it just seemed like, oh, we're having this we're using this as a platform and special guest this and that's like I don't care for it.
Now, I think I've only ever been in like maybe a few different rooms, but they were small rooms. Because I also wanted to be a part of conversations, not just being there to listen. So I did like it. It was a great way for me to meet people. I'm still probably following some of those people on Instagram. But it always goes back to the Instagram.
Yeah,
it always goes back to Instagram. I think Instagram is going to definitely still have a strong run. I don't see anything coming and knocking out Instagram.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be TikTok, but no.
Nope, it's a totally different platform.
One of my favorite rooms I just thought of was The Lion King. Because Broadway during COVID, Clubhouse came out during COVID. Broadway was shut down, so they had not a rehearsal but like a live.
Oh, they were singing on there.
They were singing and they were doing the acting and everything on Clubhouse, and it was just so beautiful just to like listen in. So that was one of the top things. And then also connecting to people who you wouldn't in regular life connect with, like rappers and singers, being on Clubhouse and having discussions. I always say her name incorrectly. Ava DuVernay. She's like
DuVernay.
Thank you, girl. She was on the Lion King Clubhouse room, and it was just like cool. Like I'm in a space virtually with like these people, so that was something that was nice. But I think people still use it. I've seen kind of like the same idea put on Twitter. Like you said, all these apps are different, but they use the same thing. So yeah, the only thing that we didn't mention, I would say, is I don't use the app regarding like posting things, but I love Snapchat filters, whether it's like the cute ones or the silly ones, like just to put it on my nephew and like get them like wobbling and stuff like, oh yeah. Like it's so fun.
I don't use Snapchat as much as I used to. When I first got Snapchat, I really only used Snapchat for people to see stuff that I was doing that I didn't want to see. Like kind of like close friends on Instagram now. Okay. Snapchat was for my close friends. I'm doing some ratchet things. We having a good time. Drink number 3. What's up? We on vacation. What's poppin'?
And the fun thing too was because when Instagram, before they had the stories, which was their copy, I guess, from Snapchat, Instagram deleted within 24 hours. And then also the DMs did too. So I don't know if people use that to cheat or whatever, but I didn't. But like that if I sent you a stupid picture, one, it's gonna delete within 24 hours, opposed to me texting you that picture is gonna stay forever. Like you got this ugly picture of me forever.
Right.
But then also I know if you take a screenshot.
Right, I was about to say Snapchat started telling.
Yeah,
it's like such and such took a screenshot.
Yep. So you can't still.
I know what you did.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you think that social media has an impact on how people interact with other people in person? Well, sorry, not other people. Do you think that social media impacts how people interact in person?
I think it can, but not necessarily. I guess from my own personal experience, no. Because I'm just the type of person that likes to interact with people in person. So
Okay.
I interact with people in person so I can continue interacting with you on social media. Or maybe even vice versa via an event or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think social media can help with socializing in person because nobody, as far as I know, more often than not, people now exchange social media before they exchange a phone number. Mm-hmm. So I think that in a way helps with social interaction. I don't know. I don't think it ruins in-person interactions though. I don't think it does, unless you're just not interacting at all and you're just slowly like in your phone and not having a conversation with anyone. Because when we outside, we outside. Mm-hmm. And when we go outside to interact and meet new people and have new experiences that we can share on our social media platforms. So I think it adds to it. I don't think it takes away, but I think it could also depend on the person and the situation.
Okay. So I want to compare who I am now to who I was before. Social media for me will sometimes put people on, I don't want to say a pedestal, but it will make them seem like out of reach. And I remember I met someone who is really popular on Instagram. I met them in person, and when we got around each other, we ended up talking with each other. That person was like, "Oh, let's exchange Instagram. This is so weirdo behavior." I unfollowed because I was already following the person. I unfollowed the person just to be like, "Oh yeah, let's exchange," and opposed to saying, "Oh, I already follow you." Da, da, da. But I did that because going into the conversation, I treated it as I'm meeting you for the first time, and I didn't say, "Oh yeah, you look familiar from Instagram," or "I follow you on Instagram," like whatever it could have been. I at that age thought it would be like weird to just like, I don't know, like why I thought I would be perceived as stalker or a weirdo or whatever.
Because you were already,
because I was already following. I was already following that person on social media. But now I'm open. I'm like Elena now. Remember, she was like, "Oh, I follow you on Facebook." Like, you follow me on Facebook. So now I'll do that. Like, oh yeah, like whatever the situation is. I'm one of the few who don't exchange my social media instead of my phone number. I've not exchanged my phone number in a long time, but I think I guess when I'm thinking of that in general, I'm thinking about guys like dating, because I do know women who won't give a guy their number; they'll just give the Instagram. But if it's like a lady or something like that, or like I think we're gonna be cool people, then I'll give you my Instagram. But if it's dating, that's been a long time since I've exchanged anything. I would still think that I would like give people my phone number, because I feel like my Instagram, even now I don't care about blocking. Like I'll block that person from my Instagram pages. But before I used to like feel like I had to change my name so they couldn't find me anymore, or because people got these Finsta pages, like the fake pages. A Finsta. It's an F in front of Insta.
That's an app.
It's not an app. It's basically like a fake Instagram page.
Who goes through the trouble of making a fake page?
People do. So
people do be catfishing and doing some other bull on the internet. So
yeah. So people will have like a fake Instagram page. So like I blocked Simone, so now she can't look at my Instagram. But if she make a Timon, Timon could look at it. So or whatever could look at it. So yeah, I used to just like my name is Love Secret. So I changed the E's. It used to be E's and now it's 3's. Because of like I was changing it from so certain people couldn't find my page. But yeah, going back to the original question, I do think that even though I'm not that way anymore, I do think social media plays into having some people act weird in person, because more so the opposite reason of what I said. I think people feel like they have too much access to you, or they know you, or
Mm.
they might think that they could know all of your business. Like, I think I was kind of getting into it earlier when I was saying the boyfriend situation, or Boo, like who would be on my if he would be on my top 8 or not.
Right.
Some people are so invested that, like, when you break up, I don't know you from a can of paint. I just know that you follow my Instagram page. You want to know, well, what happened? Like all these questions that I
Right.
feel like if you knew me in real life, you probably wouldn't ask me. Or if you saw me in person, you wouldn't say, "Oh my God, what happened to you and Todd? Like, why
Yeah.
aren't you together?" But you feel comfortable behind that screen. Like, remember when people used to say Twitter thumbs? Like, you got Twitter thumbs,
Yeah.
you Twitter happy, or whatever. It's the same thing. I feel like behind social media pages. So I do
People are a
think,
little more bold on the internet.
yeah, I think people are more bold on the internet, or they might feel like they know your whole life because of whatever you post, but you only know what I post.
Exactly. It's only so much that I'm going to share. I don't share every single thing.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever is what I choose to share.
Yeah.
So it's like you only know so much.
Yeah.
Don't assume you know it all.
I was watching Oprah interview Michelle Obama when she was having her book tour. And one thing that stood out to me that I love that she shared, that Michelle Obama shared, was she posts, like, if she posts a picture with her and her husband, or it's a picture floating around, whatever, people will put hashtag couple goals or hashtag happy life or whatever. And she said, but you don't know I was mad at him in that picture, or you don't know that we just had an argument right before that picture was taken, or whatever. So basically, like, you don't know what people are going through. I remember at some point, I used to look at people's pictures or their Instagram and like, dang, I wish I could travel like that, or I wish I had money like that, or I wish I could do things like that, or I wish my job would, not knowing she works for an airline. That's why she's not traveling. She's a flight attendant, so she's staying in the hotel because that's her job. Or, this person, that's not their house. They live with this person and that person, or like just everyone's story. So it can make you feel like less than, or I wish my relationship looked like that. And it's like they just posing for the picture. Little do you know that she got a cut somewhere. Like, she's being abused. Like, you don't really know people's stories. So with Michelle Obama, it's like one of those, like, you should know kind of thing. But having somebody that is that couple's goal, or people look at, say that, it's like, oh wow, you're human too. You go through stuff too. So.
Right. So they say comparison is the thief of joy. You can only look so far into somebody else's life. I said this before too. It's like, it's okay to like look at somebody else, like to aspire to do certain things, but don't use it as a way to be like your life is less than because you can't do those things. You can one day, not today, maybe not tomorrow or next week, but you can work towards the things that you want. You can use other people's life and their stories as inspiration for you to aspire to do more for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't take it as a way to feel as if like,
I'm a failure.
Right. You're not a failure. You just haven't gotten there yet. You're still on your own. You're on your own journey. Everybody has their own story to tell. So write your pages. Don't be trying to copy and paste and plagiarize somebody else's, okay? You got your own book. Yeah. Right.
Totally, dude.
Totally.
Okay, so bonus question.
Okay.
Can you see yourself, whatever day it is, like for the rest of your life, never ever using social media again?
Never using it again? I can. Because there was a time where I didn't have it at all. I can. Because sometimes I don't even want to use it. Sometimes I use it because I feel like I have to use it. But then so I don't post as much as I used to. I post every now and again.
Ooh, child, I schedule.
I just post here and there now. Like when I want to share something I'm super excited about, or I'm sharing like news that I want to share, just like a life update or something like that. But I don't share as much as I used to. So I could definitely see myself not having to use it and just going back to exchanging a phone number and an email address. Because I like interacting in person anyway. I'm not shy. I'm a very social person. So yeah, I could definitely see myself not ever using it anymore. I might miss it though, to a certain extent, but not to the point where I can't live my life. How about you?
The only part that's hard for me is that Instagram is my menu. Like, because they don't post the same pictures all the time online. So, and then you get to see real life. Like, okay, Taylor went to Chinatown restaurant and had this, and she took a picture of it so I could see that opposed to what the restaurant wants me to see because they want me to come to their spot. But as far as like interactions and posting and all that other stuff, I can see myself not using social media for those reasons. And yeah, like I do think that the things that we take in, or I speak for myself, that I take in from social media is not always a positive thing, because it's easy to say the grass is greener on the other side because I'm looking from my side and not focused on whatever my own self or whatever sayings that you want to say that fits in there. But we're human, we're sponges, we take things in whether we realize that it's impacting us or not. And I recently found that social I'm trying to say certain
social,
right, certain podcasts, which I just found out are forms of social media, were having a negative impact on me. Certain things.
It's a social episode.
Certain things that I was looking at on people's Instagram pages or whatever, like things that I'm ingesting, were having a negative impact on me, and I just needed to take a break from certain podcasts, certain social media content. I needed to take a break because I realized that it was having a negative impact on my mental health. Not like I was slicing and dicing myself or anything like that, but just like the way that I was viewing my life as a whole wasn't positive at all. And I had to realize where these things were coming from. So I think for me, knowing when and how to take a break, and because we do have a business account too, knowing how to vocalize that or just get on there to post and then get off kind of thing will work for me. But yeah, like not using it at all, I don't know, because I like the pictures.
Yeah, because I was also thinking I would definitely miss my folders. Like I have a folder for everything. I have a folder for workouts.
Like where you want to go.
I have a folder for food. I have a folder for travel. I have a folder for affirmations. I have a folder for nails. Like it's a lot of inspiration.
It's on Pinterest.
Pretty much. Pinterest is social media too. I don't use it as much as I used to when I was making my short films for my mood boards and all that. But yes, Pinterest, honorable mention. Yeah, I just that I would definitely miss. But I also know, like, if we didn't have that, there would be something else in place of that we would be using. So I'm like, what would that be? Because I'm like, what were they doing before then? Like, how did I know which workout magazines, newspapers, probably pamphlets, things like that. Physical media. Yeah, physical media. So I'm like, because you don't see that too often anymore anyway. Most of the things you just read is directly from your phone. Yeah. So yes, there are still magazines, but there are a lot of online magazines now too. Like everything there's not a lot of more physical exchange.
The other thing is the news. Yeah. But a lot of people like me, I don't have the news channel anymore. So I was learning about popular restaurants or things like that. I remember when I was making my list of restaurants. I love food, y'all. So when I was making my Jersey list and my New York list, some things I was getting from the news, like, oh, this is a top restaurant in Jersey, I would write it down for my thing. But now I don't have that. So like I said, Twitter is my news. Instagram is the picture version of that Twitter news that I'm getting. So yeah, times are changing. We gotta roll with the time.
Right. So it's going to be very interesting to see how social media evolves over the next few years. Yeah. What is Instagram going to be?
Right. Or what's going to take its place.
Right. It's something going to take its place. Stay tuned within the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes. And that is it for our social media talk in this segment.
Segment.
Yeah, she said it. Thanks for tuning in.
Now we're heading on over into our dorm stories. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? In today's dorm story segment, we're gonna make sure you ain't getting hacked or scammed in your DMs, on your emails, on your phones, and things like that. Because baby, let me tell you something. These bots and scammers.
Yeah,
but these bots are out of control.
It's more than a bot. More than
I'm like, all these updates and everything they have on these social medias, nobody has figured out how to stop the bot.
Stop the
bot. Bots asking me, I make sure I'm not a robot by me choosing these different pictures and stuff. But y'all can't stop the bots from commenting.
I think I played myself last week. This past week. this lady called me on Monday or something, and she was like, "Hey, is this Unique? Bleep?" That's the beat, because if you don't know my name, y'all probably know me. And then she was like, "Do you still live at this address? Do you still have this phone number?" Saying that she was from.
Just asking you a bunch of random
But
questions.
she said she was from my insurance company, but I'm like, but this isn't the person that I know. And the name even that she used isn't the right name. But I feel stupid because I confirmed it. But I told her I'll call you back on Thursday, but I shouldn't have said yes to anything.
That's wild. I am thoroughly convinced that sometimes when I answer the phone and I be like, hello, and I don't hear nothing, somebody recorded my voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't answer calls no more if I don't recognize the number. I let it go to voicemail. If they even leave a voicemail, I'm like, see, that was one.
Do you ever call back?
Nope. If you didn't leave a voicemail, you didn't want nothing. So, anywho,
back to your
we are identifying scammers on social media. Beware, because they are out there to scam you. I've seen so many videos on YouTube of people that fall for, this could be my new husband, my man, sending them money and things. And anywho,
I think there's a show or something on that too.
Yeah, there is. It's like catfish, but like scamfish. I don't know. It's not what it's called, but all right. So this article comes from thecreativecollective.com. The first thing that you want to do to identify a scammer on social media is to check their profile. Does the profile have little or no activity? Do they have no or few friends or followers and rarely post anything? If so, this would be an indication of a fraudulent account. I've had people like try to send me messages or like follow me, and I would go like check their profile. I'm like, why you got 2 pictures? You ain't got no follow. Like, who is this? Why you messaging me? You trying to be my sugar daddy? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
No, block.
For me, I hope I'm not going to jump into anything else that you said, but I've had people DM me, and it was basically like, for this example, Simone. I know Simone in real life, so it'll be like somebody I know in real life, and like, oh, they wouldn't say, "Hey, Yaya," da, 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 or speak like their regular selves. It's like, "Oh, did you know about this? I'm making money off of this," da, da, da. And it's like in lingo that's not typically them. So I would leave. I would say, or like something like that in a DM, but then I'm like, wait, text Simone, like a regular text message, or call her like, girl, like, why do you text me like this in social media or whatever? And she's like, that's not me. So then I will report the page or whatever. But then if it's people that I don't know at all, I definitely do go check the page. Like, I just randomly got a new follower, and then I see like they only got 3 pictures, or they're not, like, there's no friends in common or anything like that. Then I'm like, block that page and all pages that may have to correlate with whoever your phone number or whatever is.
Yeah. The second thing is look for clues on their page or their messages. Misspellings and incorrect grammar can be a dead giveaway that something's not right. If someone is asking for money or your personal information,
I feel so silly.
Take a step back and proceed with caution. Chances are it's probably fishy.
Let me check my credit score.
It would have happened that fast just the other day.
I know, but I gotta keep checking it.
All right. The third one is someone you thought you were already friends with just tried to add you. This has happened to me before.
Yeah.
Before accepting a friend request, do a search of their name. If it says you're already friends, then you know that something isn't right. Protect yourself and others by being wary of cloned profiles. They may look like your bestie, but they're nothing more than imposters in disguise.
I would say to that, you said it happened to you.
Yeah.
It's happened to me. Never mind. It wasn't another page. It was that same person's page. I think that's going back to the first one that you said. But what I was going to say is that person was speaking to me weird. But I was like, is she going through something? Like, this is before I learned to text my friend and see whatever. Because typically I have their phone number or something. And I'm like, why is she acting like that? So I text her best friend. She was like, yeah, girl, she's just weird right now. So I thought that was really her until Instagram suggested you might know this person or whatever, and then they had a new page because that page was hacked.
Yeah, I had to message someone once because I got a friend request, and I was like, "Did your brother make a new page?" Because I know, and they're like, "Yeah, don't follow that one. That one is a scam." And then people, it seems like it's been happening more often than not now. Like people are saying, like, "Block this page, report this page. This is not me." And so it doesn't even matter how many followers you have. Like you can have 100. It doesn't matter. There's They scamming with all kind of pages.
Thank God that I never sent anyone money or anything, and I never like tried to make fast cash in that way. Like even before people was sending stuff on social media, I had a text message from people like, "Hey, send me your account and routing number. I'm gonna put this in." And it's like that don't even sound right to me. Like, no, thank you. I mean, I wish, but no.
The next one is consider the timing. If someone is messaging you out of the blue, it could be a hint that something isn't right. Keep an eye out and trust your gut. If something seems off, then chances are it might be. Don't be afraid to speak up or block troublesome contacts. After all, your safety comes first. Not gonna lie, I had somebody message me the other day that I probably haven't spoken to in like 10 years, and I was like, I'm not responding to that. Because it was just like, hey, girl. Nope. I'm not even gonna respond to see what you want. I feel like for somebody that I haven't spoken to in a while, you might as well just go ahead and hit me what you need right away. Yeah. Hey, I know it's been a while, like an actual like flow into the conversation. Message. Exactly. Not hey girl.
Yeah. When I message people, I send a whole message that I want to say too. And it's funny that you said that because I literally was on Twitter this morning. And somebody literally tweeted, if your message just says, hey, just know I'm not responding to you.
Exactly. I was just like, nope. I'm like, and at this point, you can see when somebody has opened a message. So if you realize, oh, they haven't responded to me, if it's a real person, I would think that they would send it again, like, or at least say what they want. Yeah. Like all you said was, hey,
add to it.
I don't talk to you, so why would I start up a conversation? Oh, hey girl, how you been? No, I'm not doing that. Just cut the bull. Tell me what you want. I'm gonna think you fake.
It's funny though, because they do know which friends to contact. Like in the situations that I've had it happen, they were always people I went to school with, like people that I literally know, not just like a random person that I ended up on like their page or whatever. I just follow them, but it's literally people that I know that turn into the bots or the people that had their page hacked.
But you know what they did?
Chicken butt. Oh, they looked at those people's friends.
They did their research. So, which brings us to number 5. Do your research.
Do your research.
Use Google to search for their name or picture. That way you can quickly check whether they have any history of scamming people. So if someone seems too good to be true, just give them a quick Google and see what comes up. It may save you from getting into an unsavory situation down the line. Just do your research. But most of the time, it's people that I don't know, so I just block them because I'm like, what do you want? And I'm like, I'll be getting weird messages too. Like it'll be like the ones that really like bug me. I don't think they're necessarily scams, but the messages that really bug me are profiles that will send me a message telling me to contact another profile to like do like, oh, you'll be great for this.
Oh yeah, no.
Like what? We would love to have you wear this athletic line, but you need to go to their page. Like, wouldn't that company be contacting me if they wanted me to do something directly?
That and the people that be like, oh, we love your content. Pay $150 for this. Why am I paying you? You love my content.
That's what I'm like, what? Check your DM. No.
I don't even feel safe with, we want to send you some jewelry. Send me your address. It's like skeptical. Like,
right.
I'm nervous about that. I sleep here.
And then the last one is you receive a random message with a link in it. If you thought your hand sanitizer was overkill, think again. Unsolicited online messages can be just as dangerous to your computer as germs are to your health. So don't be tempted to click on links or engage with DMs in response. No matter how tempting it may seem, it's better to stay safe than sorry. Protect yourself and keep those cyber pathogens at bay.
Yeah.
Recently, my sister texted me. She sent me a screenshot of a text that she got. I think it was like from USPS or something. Luckily, I was paying attention to my cyber safety training at work. And I was like, girl, they wouldn't send you a text message like that. I'm like, don't click that link. You're going to click that link and somebody going to hack your phone. Don't click that link. They wouldn't send you. I've never known USPS to send a text message. It looks a certain way after you go online and put in your information for you to approve getting text messages. I'm like, girl, look at it don't even say .com. Girl, that say like dash some that ain't no real. Don't click that. Don't get caught by the okie doke. The things really happen. Like, I've gotten caught up once like by clicking a link. It is taking me something like, oh damn, I hope I don't get it like a virus or something. Like I should not have clicked that. So anything I get that I don't recognize, especially when it comes to the text message, I just delete it. And like my spam emails are getting so out of control. I'm like, how many spam? Like, where did y'all even get my email from? Like, I never signed up for this. Unsubscribe, spam, unsubscribe, spam. Why are you
asking
asking?
fishing? I don't even know what fishing mean. I just like fishing.
They fishing for information. Like fishing. They're trying to get something like whether it be like a credit card number, address, name, something. Like they want information.
They want my
from
ASL.
You.
That's what it is.
Yep. They want your ASL, age, sex, and your location. So they can be you, girl. Me. Most recently, and you know about this too, one of my friends on social media had started messaging me the way, like how you said before, like the way that she was messaging, it just didn't seem like her. So I responded and I was like, hey girl, is your page hacked?
Yeah, that's how the text go now.
And she was like, it was something. I can't even remember exactly how she responded. I was like, nah, B, I ain't going for it. Then like a couple weeks later, can I have a favor? I'm like, she don't never reach out to me to ask me for no favor. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond. Then ended up hitting up the business page. I was like, okay, I need to let her, baby, your page, somebody's messing up your page. Like, it was one of them things where, like, it wasn't like the usual post. It was like the post where you can't comment on it. Okay. It was like a new car, a new house. We were like, yeah, girl, who on your page? Yeah, it's weird. Like that, it was very, very, very strange. Very strange. I feel like at this point she's gonna have to make a new account. Because, so I'm gonna tell you now, if you're listening, if all of a sudden what you're posting on your page changes and it doesn't seem, from my perspective or from my own cognitive, whatever I could think of, something seem off, I'm unfollowing you. I have to protect myself. Like, who is this? I have to protect myself and my page and my phone and my money. Right, that part. But also what I wanted to say, basically, you have to use your own common sense. Mm-hmm. You have to protect yourself the same way that you will have conversations, hopefully, with people that's walking to you on the street and they ask you for information. Would you just freely give them that information? Nope. So you have to just have some common sense. And don't be desperate. That part. Because a lot of times, like Monie mentioned, some TV shows and stuff, people are sending money to people that's in another country or doing different things for people that you wouldn't even do for a family member. And you giving all your stuff away. Like, what was the name of that Netflix show that man ended up playing all these women from all over? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't even think of it right now. He was living large. He was on other women money. The money that they didn't have too, taking out grants and all this other stuff. Making up stories. Yeah. They make up stories about how they in the hospital, or I'm gonna come visit, or I missed my flight, sending pictures. It's like, don't do that. And I do, dang it, what was I gonna say? Oh, freak, it went out of my head. If it comes back before we end this episode, I will share it. But you just gotta be safe out here because people will catfish you in any kind of way. It really I was gonna say, so when I was on dating apps, it was two guys actually, like talking on the dating app or whatever, and then they want to move off the dating app. So I'm like, okay, what's the phone number? They're like, oh, find me on WhatsApp. I don't use text message. If you can WhatsApp me, you can text me. Like, I don't understand. Then one guy wanted me to Google talk him. Like, honestly, I did that because I didn't want to give him my actual number. No, so I used my Google Voice number. Bro, no, not that. It was the Google chatting thing. Not the Google number. That's smart though. But no, it was a Google chat. Like, he wanted to Google chat me, and I kept telling him, "This is the last time I'm messaging you on here. Like, I don't know if you hide from your wife, your kids, you trying to scam me, whatever this is, but I'm not about to get got. So it doesn't make sense that you need to only WhatsApp me or only chat. Like, this is not the old times. Like, are you in America or not? These are not the old times. Right. I just feel like either you in another country, you married, you trying to scam me, is something that don't smell right. So if you have that, don't smell right, don't feel right, whatever, whether it's on Instagram, WhatsApp, dating apps, whatever it is, in person, don't feel right, don't smell right, don't taste right. It ain't right. It ain't right. And leave it. That's that. Period. Exclamation mark. But yes, don't get caught up with these scams out here. They out here and they real. Don't get got. And majority of them are in another country. Don't get caught up. Don't get got for what you got. Do not get caught up. Is it worth it? No, it's not. It's hot.
Yeah. That's my jingle for that.
And that is us bringing our dorm story segment to a close. We're going to head on over into the announcements.
The next part of our pilot
podcast. This is not the pilot episode. We are in season 4, honey. This is not a pilot. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. I keep looking at myself and I'm like, I look hot, but this shirt is actually really thin. But I'm like, when I was outside earlier, it feels really cool because it's raining. Yeah, when I was outside this morning,
I don't feel like that.
It felt cool. Like it was like 70 something, and it was like I was like, oh, I could wear this. It's a crop top, by the way. I can't tell. I'm like, this is a thin top. I got jeans on. It's raining, so I got my hat on. So I want my roof to get wet. But like I feel like I'm dressed for fall. I said all that to say I don't feel like I'm dressed for summer weather.
So speaking of summer, we have our July question of the month,
which is,
what's your favorite summer activity?
What it do?
Let us know what you like to do in the summertime, or if it's something different this year that you're doing. Drop it down in the comments below. Let us know on our Instagram. And we also posted our question of the month video earlier this month, so you have more time to watch it.
Yes, so head over to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, all the things that she just said.
Let us know what you think. Tell a friend to share. And coming up is a wonderful holiday to celebrate all the aunties and uncles out there. July 26th, National Auntie and Uncle Day. So shout out to all the uncles and aunts out there like us,
yes,
who love their nieces and their nephews. Shout out to y'all, because sometimes we are another form of we're a guide. You know, we give love, we give gifts, we're there until it's time to give them back. Yeah. But we love them very, very, very much, very dearly. I miss my nephew.
Yeah,
I can't wait till I get to see him again. But yes, hug your nieces and nephews. Be those great auntie and uncles I know.
Yes. And thank you for listening to this episode and other episodes too. If you love our content, if you like it, if you don't like it very much, leave a review. Let us know how well or how well we're doing, or what we can improve in. If you would like to be a guest, or if you know somebody who would be a guest, specifically poets, to be on our podcast, let us know. Yes. But we're looking for feedback about what we do. And then also, I know this was last episode, but I wanted to give a shout out, speaking of reviews, for Kareem. Mm-hmm. We typically get feedback from our listeners. Sorry, not our listeners. We get feedback. Well, we do get feedback from listeners, but what I was trying to say is people who we interview with or have on our podcast as a special guest, right after we click stop recording, they're like, oh, that was great, whatever, and they give us feedback in real time. But it was really nice to go on Kareem's stories, which I'm always on his stories because I like his content, and see him. He didn't even tag us, so I know it wasn't like a girl see this kind of thing, but like a legit response, like how he felt like that was one of the greatest interviews that he's ever done. It really made me feel really good, because this is something that Simone and I do from our heart. Like, it's something that we really enjoy doing, chatting it up with people, learning about their lives and what they get into. So knowing for me that I've never gone to school for, I like writing, but I'm not going to school for writing. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a blogger officially, anything like that. I'm me. I'm somebody who's doing what I enjoy doing. Come up with these questions, come up with these topics, come up with when we were doing blog posts, that's just from the heart that I do. So to really have somebody who is, for the sake of this episode, who has a verified Instagram page, and when they did have the ticks on Twitter, he had the tick on Twitter, so a verified account, to come from Kareem, that really meant a lot. So even if you were on our podcast before, you're a listener, you're new to this podcast, let us know how you feel. We like to hear the feedback and know if you like it, or you just click and watch just to watch.
Yes, please. It's very, very, very much appreciated from guests and listeners. I have to Well, my good girlfriend right here. But no, I do agree. It does make us feel really good. It makes my heart feel good.
It makes
to
me
know
feel
that
like we're not wasting our time. Too.
right, especially for baby. I think about it all the time from where we started on IG Live, and now we're in season 4 of this podcast. So staying consistent and to still love what we are doing and are excited about seeing where we can grow. I love that for us.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. Feedback is always appreciated. Review, an idea. You know, we do icebreakers. We like to play games. We like to answer questions. You can give us an idea for that too.
Yes. But thank you again for listening. And without further ado, we will be back. We think we're going to be back in your ears in 2 weeks.
We are hoping that we'll be back in your ears in 2 weeks.
We may take a break because we're traveling. But if not, we'll be back in your ears in 2 weeks. If not, we'll leave a message somewhere that you can see that we're just on a break and not, going ghost on you.
Right. We wouldn't do that to y'all.
We
ain't going ghost.
Yes.
We're still going to be here.
Yes.
Period. Ow, I just cracked my neck and it felt amazing. Oh my gosh. I wonder if y'all heard that. That was great.
I'm glad that was great, friend.
All right. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go lay down.
Stay black.
Stay proud.
The family.